Okay, so let's talk about having Gemini in the first house. What does it mean? Well, imagine your whole personality is like a radio station, constantly tuned into multiple channels at once. Your first house is all about how you present yourself to the world, and with Gemini here, you're basically walking into a room like, hey, let's chat. What's new? Tell me everything. Now, what does that say about you? First of all, you're curious about everything. And I mean everything. It's like your brain is this sponge that just never stops absorbing information. You're probably the kind of person who can have a conversation about anything, from the latest TV show to that random fact about ancient Egypt you heard in a podcast last week. But here's the fun part. You're also a total chameleon. You know how to adapt to different social settings, different people. It's like you can switch personas depending on who you're talking to. One minute, you're cracking jokes with your friends, and the next, you're having this deep, intellectual conversation with a stranger at a cafe. It's pretty impressive. Now, about communication. You've got a real talent for it. Whether it's in person or online, you know how to keep people engaged. If there's a group chat, you're probably the one sending the funniest memes, the latest gossip, and sparking all the interesting debates. Your words have a way of drawing people in, and that makes you a natural storyteller. And let's be real, you probably love social media. It's like the perfect playground for a Gemini in the first house. You can shine by sharing your ideas, hopping into conversations, or even going viral. The way you naturally express yourself is exactly what people are drawn to online. So don't be surprised if you're the one in your circle who's always up to date with the latest trends or has the most followers. Lifestyle tips? Here's the deal, use that natural charm and quick wit to your advantage. You're great at connecting the dots between ideas and people, which makes you fantastic at networking. Try careers or hobbies that let you communicate, like writing, teaching, podcasting, or, yes, being a social media influencer, because let's face it, you'd crush it there. And let's be honest, you thrive in environments that let you be flexible and spontaneous. So if someone tells you to sit still and do the same task for hours, you're like, nope, not happening. Keep things dynamic, change up your routine, and you'll feel way more energized. But let's not forget the challenges. Sometimes with Gemini in the first house, you might struggle to stick with one thing for too long. It's like, oh, this is exciting. Wait, what's that over there? Focus can be tricky, and commitment, even trickier. The key here is to find balance. Let yourself explore and be curious, but try to ground yourself in something, even if it's a small goal or project, just to keep you from spreading yourself too thin. And, decision making? Yeah, that can be another challenge. You might have 2 or 5 options in front of you and suddenly get stuck in analysis paralysis. My advice? Don't overthink it. Trust your gut and remember that no decision is set in stone. You can always adapt, change course, and try something new. Classic Gemini flexibility. So to wrap things up, Gemini in the first house, it's all about curiosity, communication, and adaptability. You're always learning, always growing, and probably always talking, especially online. Just remember to take a deep breath once in a while, focus when you need to, and embrace the fact that you're basically a human social butterfly. And hey, when in doubt, talk it out. That's your superpower after all.